Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with another video. And this one, I want to talk to you about the original gangsters in YouTube content for sports cards. I'm talking the guys, if you want to look back to the roots, the guys who have influence, the guys who've touched this hobby for years and have had a great influence on it in the last year, who do you think I'm thinking about? I'm talking OG. Don't say him either. And don't give me one of these things. No. I'm talking the OG of modern, the OG of vintage together on what's probably one of the best channels in the hobby. Okay, am I kissing some honey right now? A little bit, but I'm gonna share two things with you in this video. First of all, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Don't ring the bell because I put content out so much, you're gonna turn it off, okay? But do subscribe. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you two things. Number one, this channel inspired my channel, and I'll give you the background on it. And number two, this channel blocked me on their channel at one point. I'm no longer blocked, but I was at one point blocked. And I'll share that story with you as well. So sit back, grab a drink. It's only gonna take a few minutes anyway. Let's go ahead and discuss breaker culture. Breaker who? Breaker culture. Who is breaker culture? I know. Okay, they do have a YouTube channel as well, but I want to start OG, back in the original day. Where did breaker culture come from and what were they? So when I got back in the hobby in 15 and 16, to me, what got me and my kids into it was breaks. We were break addicts. And a lot of people were into the hobby and breaks. I'll also say pre-2018, most of the content in the hobby was breaking content. Me showing you my break at home, me doing breaks for a friend, a major breaker doing breaks, me watching a break. It was just breaks. Breaks dominated the hobby. And there was a lot of YouTube content. You can find a lot of content on breaks. Just go look at it. Hey, show me a year and you'll see somebody breaking the product. But there wasn't this major YouTube content we see today. There wasn't these shows and these investments and top fives and content like I have today, right? Breaker culture came to be because there was so much breaking going on. There was also some bad breaking going on. And breaker culture to me was where I went to get reviews of the breakers, hear reviews of the products, hear other people who are buying into breaks. It to me was a central point. I also got great information over the years for these guys. One of the things I love breaker culture for was the Prism ladder. They would put out every year a basketball Prism ladder, talk about the silver Prism and what's the value of each rookie's card, right? And this goes back to, like, I'm talking 2016 with Simmons, okay? And they tracked Simmons. In 2018, the Ball and Fultz and all those guys. So breaker culture is OG. Now, breaker culture, who has a channel, again, you can check these guys out. They've been around a long time. I think about a year, no, I think it was probably 2 years ago, probably beginning of 2020, and I'm guessing here, I'm not for sure, decided that Ty from breaker culture, which I think of the OG on the modern side, Ty, decided to go and create Bench Clear Media, okay? Now, Bench Clear Media launched about a year ago. Bench Clear Media has, I think, 9,000 subscribers, almost 9,000 subscribers, right? And these guys were, at the time, I just said last year, Bench Clear Media was a group of guys. It included a Packet Geek, Ty from Breaker Culture, House of Jordan, Chris from House of Jordan. I forget the gentleman's name who does Wax Pack Museum. And I think there was another person as well, but I do not recall off the top of my head. Anyway, and then about a year ago, I teased Ty that there was a trade made because Ty and Chris parted ways. Chris went and did his thing in Card Ladder, and Ty ended up picking up or partnering with this gentleman right here. Let me just go up here real quickly. Baseball card collector Mike from Baseball Card Collector. Now, do you know who Mike from Baseball Card Collector is? Let me go over to his channel quickly. I'm gonna start here in his channel at the bottom. 8, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Years ago, he started this channel, right? Years ago, he started this channel. Mike Baseball Card Collector is another OG in the hobby. There's a lot of people who know Mike. Mike is he's a PSA set registry collector. He's a Hall of Fame baseball card autograph collector. He's not an investor. He will talk about some of the sales he's made. I remember one of the first videos I watched him was a rant he had because he had the 2020 card that he sold to somebody who did a chargeback on him on eBay. And I'm only giggling because his rant was just, I understood his pain. But let me go back here. So Bench Clear is Ty, modern OG, creating content since breaker culture, unifying the hobby, educating the hobby on scams, who the right breakers were to use, where to go with your money. And you have Mike, OG vintage man, PSA registry, real PSA knowledgeable man, like understands a set registry and can explain it to you. These guys came and created Bench Clear, and Pat Geek's still part of this. But if you also look at Bench Clear, you've got a lot of other great content providers that come together under Bench Clear in the last year. The poll is one of the best produced videos I've seen. They sit down with major collectors, talk about their biggest pull in their hobby. There's a father-son video here that's really enjoyable that I really, I'll say I was touched by it, put it that way. It's really good. They've done stuff over the year with soccer. I think they've done some hockey. Soccer, they did something called the In the Pitch, which I really enjoyed. I followed that a lot and did some purchases and some decisions based on listening to that. Football, and what I like is Ty found like people who understand the topic. He didn't make it up. He didn't go and BS it, right? He found a guy who knows football, who's passionate about football. He found a guy who knows soccer, who's passionate about soccer. He runs a Discord group. Ty's also really, really analytical. He is very deep in the data. As an example, I remember he did a video last year about comparing PSA to BGS sales just on eBay, and how the gap had kind of moved from here to there, how they were once very close and gotten very wide. Just the insight he has is amazing. So I highly recommend checking him out. Great interviews on this channel. HGA card reveal, which I actually haven't seen this. This is another great series I love, which was they did a $25,000 investment challenge. Pretend like you have $25,000 in the beginning of the year. We're going to buy some cards. We're going to track where they go over the year. I think it was Mike. I think it was Silver Jackify, and it was Ty. So again, what I really like is Ty gets so many different people from all over the hobby into Bench Clear. I've been on Bench Clear. I want to again say thank you very much. I was on Bench Clear a while back. Was in there for a great evening with these guys live on a Sunday night. Really enjoyed that. I'd love to do more of those. Is it one of these? It's probably one of these here. Not really that important. Maybe they edited it. I forget which one it was. But here's so let me just before I go on to the Hobby Palooza, you see, I wanted to talk a little bit about, here's just a couple of examples how they break some of the content up. Definitely check that out. Okay, I guess I'll just say so another quick story. I mentioned inspiring my channel. So last year in July, I was still doing some content, and I really was in the daily, just putting out something every day. And I was just watching, learning something. It's like, hey, the next day I want to tell you about something I learned yesterday. And Ty said, we could use somebody on Bench Clear who could put together maybe daily content. And I'll say I did reach out to him about maybe joining Bench Clear and being part of their team. And he inspired that idea by saying, hey, could you do something daily? Could you do something like 4 or 5 times a week? And he could step in the other days. And my first response is, man, I could go daily, no problem. Right? And since then, I've been pretty much daily almost since the entire time. There was a break I took off for the first quarter. But again, just absolutely have to thank Ty for inspiring that. I will say I decided not to partner with Bench Clear just because I love what Bench Clear's doing. I love the content. If you follow me, I'm kind of I'm a love it or hate it type of guy. And I didn't want to bias Bench Clear. And I'll be even more open about it. I don't want to ever be muzzled by a group that says, Ziggy, you got to tone it down. I understand that. And that's why I've been in some other groups that I guess I'm a lone wolf. I want to be a team player, but I'm a lone wolf. That's the best way to try to sum it up. If you made it that far, leave a comment lone wolf down there for me. Okay, so let me just wrap this up. Last thing I'll tell you, the last story was last year they did do, Mike organized Hobby Palooza, which this is awesome. If you haven't seen this, go check this out. This also, again, shows the reach and the strength of Bench Clear and the community. There's so many people involved in this. There was Phil from Filmington, Silver Jackify, Cardi C, Triple Crown 24. Like 3 or 4 days of just basically passed the baton. Here's who's on Bench Clear. Next person's on Bench Clear. Next person on Bench Clear. And they got so many great content providers. They got Topps involved, Panini involved. It was awesome. They did game show night. It was a lot of fun. I will say, from my perspective, I was a little bit irked because the planning of this happened to coincide when Jeff from Sports Card Investor was organizing his event. And I felt like instead of trying to reach out and partnering together, I felt like this is definitely a collector versus investor friction in the market, right? And I'll say at that time, I was again that's when I realized that I don't want to be part of a group, right? I didn't want to be part of team collector or team investor or team, Bench Clear or team, sports investor. I wanted to be just team Ziggy. So I said some things and got blocked on Bench Clear. And rightfully so, I understand. Ty and I spoke, Mike and I spoke. I don't think we spoke live. We've probably spoken live since then, but we connected and cleared it up, and they have since, not blocked me because I've been on their show since then. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, my point is, huge fan. Bench Clear, if you haven't already, please recognize them for their greatness as, like I said, OG content creators, both Mike and Ty. Thank you very much, guys, for what you do. I got to get off camera before I lose myself and sneeze. But again, thank you very much. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. Love your comments, your feedback. I am putting together some other major sports card influencers and videos on them in the last year. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy.